My name is Janice Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2, and I'm coming to you live at 12:16 on a Saturday night, so this is technically the 24th day of December 2016. We're rolling around to our last few days of the year of 2016. This is not going to be a recap video because I don't want to stay up. I don't want to be crying or anything like that because of how bad I miss my dad. What this is going to be is a video that I'm going to let you know that I'm going to be making more videos, and some things hopefully will be more to your liking. Some things may not be more to your liking. Um, I want to do some theory videos. I want to do videos about more Mass Effect stuff. I want to do more videos about Star Wars stuff because I was just watching Star Wars, and I had a friend who read books, and everything that they're doing now apparently is not going to be canon. I don't know what the fuck that means, but apparently everything that was in the books aren't going to be in the next few films or features or whatever you want to call it. Find my brush and brush this wig on my head so I look somewhat a little bit more presentable to you people who are watching. Alright, now I say that because I was watching stuff today, and there are theories. I'm really behind the eight ball on most of the stuff that I watched today. There was theories on Optimus Prime and Unicron, and apparently none of the stuff from the Marvel comics of Transformers and the cartoon are going to be candid either, because they was talking about the Transformers, the movie that's coming, which is cool and everything. Because when you're dealing with movie universe versus TV universe, you get different results. Some favorable, some not so much. So my feelings on that, all right, because my feelings, because at 43, I was watching Transformers before most of you were even out of Ball City, and the fact that Transformers Prime really rewrote the Transformers lore about making Unicron Earth. When if you see the original Transformers cartoon, Unicron was a planet nothing like Earth, all away from itself, and Cybertron was basically a backup body. But what they don't get into when you talk about Transformers and the origins and stuff like that is the Quintessons, those little floating five-headed guys that like trialed the Cybertronians and always killed them even if they were innocent. So they don't get into the Sharkticons. I don't think any of those guys are ever going to make any appearances in this movie. Maybe Michael Bay didn't read any of the Transformers comics or actually watch a whole bunch of the Transformers cartoons. And then again, maybe he did and just wanted to put his own spin on it. Well, the thing is, like Unicron was never part of the Earth. So whoever put that out there, let's keep it real. Since things aren't going to be candid or uh, logistically correct like they were in the 80s, like in 82, 83, 84, up to whenever the hell Transformers was taking off. Um, Unicron was known as the Planet Devourer. Basically, he was a Transformers version of Galactus, which at the time Marvel still was writing Transformer comic books. Because, little tidbit and fun fact for you, Megatron became Galvatron and became Megatron again in the comic books because of Cobra Commander. But the person who I was watching this video on pretty much didn't know that or left that off, and they were featuring on what's happening right now in the Transformers universe. However, for my generation, for the people who actually read the comic and watched the cartoon, when Transformers the movie came out, it was the first time that they actually showed an Autobot dying, or in any case, they showed lots of Autobots dying. And in that process, Optimus Prime and Megatron had their final conflict, where both of them technically died. Optimus actually died, but Megatron was like totally fucked up. And the best scene and the best line in there is Megatron, and they're all in Astro Train. He's out of fuel, Energon, and they're trying to get back to Cybertron because the Decepticons have always had control over Cybertron from the beginning of the cartoon, which is why the Autobots left to go get Energon to re-energize the planet, etc., etc. You watch the story, you know the drill. If you haven't, Go watch the first season, the actual Transformers when it was a cartoon and not that 3D stuff. So at the battle, the best lines were, "One shall stand and one shall fall." And then Megatron would ask Prime, "Why throw away your life so recklessly?" And Prime would repeat, "That's a question you should ask yourself, Megatron." Then there was this big ass battle. Hot Rod screwed up. Megatron got the jump on Prime, and Prime fell. But when Megatron went over there to get him, Prime clenched both his fists together and knocked the crap out of Megatron, which did, I guess, a significant amount of damage after they already had this major ass gun battle. And so the Decepticons carried Megatron away, and the Autobots carried Optimus away. Neither one of them was looking in good shape. Well, Optimus got back to the Ark ship, or Autobot City, which also transforms later in the series when he becomes a headmaster. Um, he dies there. Hot Rod grabs the Matrix and hands it to Ultra Magnus. Enough of that. On the other end of the spectrum, the Decepticons, and the best line ever, um, Megatron is in there, and so is the Insecticons. So they're all fighting along with Devastator. Only he's the Constructicons. They're all fighting, but none of them have enough energon to keep themselves together, and they're fighting. And uh, Astro says the only way we're gonna make it to Cybertron is we have to lose some weights. So they get all the weaker Decepticons out, and they put all the Insecticons out, which would later become Cyclonus and Sweeps, as Megatron will become Galvatron. Well, anyway, the best line was because Megatron was looking at Starscream's eyes, and Starscream has always been trying to kill Megatron since the beginning of the series. So he looks up at him and he goes, "I still function." And Starscream goes, "Wanna bet?" And he throws him out into space. So they float along in space and they come along to Unicron. And Unicron transforms Megatron into Galvatron and has control over him. And Cyclonus and Sweeps are the Insecticons. Now, initially, with a couple of computer glitches or camera glitches, there's two Cyclonuses, but there's really only one, and the rest of them are Sweeps. So I think the leader of the Insecticons became Cyclonus because he was the smartest one, and then Scourge and the other guys became the Sweeps. So Scourge is the name of the new Sweeps. So Scourge was the leader of the Sweeps. And I think it's supposed to be three of them, but I think it might be four because it was a cartoon glitch or animation glitch or whatever. But anyway, so Megatron gives them that, and Starscream becomes the king of the Decepticons only for about 5 seconds when Galvatron shows up and blasts him to dust and asks anybody wants to fill his shoes. And Rumble goes, "What that guy say his name was again?" "Galvatron." And they all start hollering, "All hell Galvatron." Alright, so if you're keeping up with that, eventually Rodimus Prime, who is Hot Rod, gets to fighting with Galvatron. But first he's Hot Rod while he's fighting Galvatron. And then Galvatron's holding the Matrix, and Rodimus grabs the Matrix and breaks away from Galvatron. And then Optimus Prime speaks, "Arise, Rodimus Prime," and Rodimus Prime is born. And then he opens up the Matrix and says, "Now light our darkest hour." So this totally screws up Unicron as he's pulling off his own leg and his eye blasts out. And then they all transform and roll out. Well, Rodimus has thrown Galvatron to the midst of space, and he's fixed up and healed up by the ooze because Galvatron, somehow or other, he landed on this oozy world, and all the ooze kind of released the control of Unicron on him. Now, as the cartoon went on and they become headmasters, Cobra Commander discovers Galvatron beat up or something, and he reconstructs Galvatron back into Megatron, but Megatron becomes a Mauler tank. And he stayed in the Mauler tank until the show went off from Headmasters to Power Masters, and Power Masters and Headmasters. Optimus became a Power Master, and I think he turned the Matrix into a little guy robot. And all the Power Masters had robots that popped on their chests that gave them power, and all the Headmasters, because Spike's son Daniel got injured, he became RC's head. And RC and Springer and them stayed on that planet. And Optimus eventually winds up staying there too as the leader, and they let Hot Rod or Rodimus or whichever one he becomes goes back to lead the Autobots everywhere else. All right, and that was about the time they started taking off because then the Predacons came, Grimlock got smart and created the rescue bots or whatever the fuck they were. Not the rescue bots. They were damn it. They were damn it. They there was a fire truck, a bike, a Lamborghini fire car, and a helicopter and some other stuff. They were like Superion, but they weren't Superion. I forgot what they were called. But Grimlock created them because he was smart for a day, and all the time he did all kinds of good stuff, and then he became dumb again. And then also, if you watch Transformers the movie, they're missing a Dinobot because you have 5 Dinobots. You have the 3 original and then the last 2, and then the whole movie you only see 4 Dinobots during the whole movie. So one Dinobot is missing during the whole movie. I can't remember which one it is, but it's missing during the whole movie. And Blur and all of them, I think they go back with Rodimus or Optimus or whoever the hell is leading them at the time. And then they crossed over with the comic book, also with the cartoon in the comic book, so that you see that Megatron is the only one who is found by Cobra Commander. Out of all those, Cobra Commander is the only person from G.I. Joe who lived long enough to see the destruction of Cobra and the Decepticons at the same time, because he gave Optimus and Rodimus and them all bodies. Prior to that happening, he turned Galvatron back into Megatron, and Megatron became a tank. And that crossed over from the comic to the cartoon also. So you'll have to check those out. So if you're gonna give information, and it's not gonna be candid, then that's fine. But if you know what I know about the comics and the cartoon, you should probably lay that in too, because this guy was reading stuff from more modern Transformers, not when the Japanese took over and did Transformers. I can't think of the name of it, but it was drawn in like a Pokemon style. But it was still a good cartoon because they had, like, I think the guy's name was Heatwave, but they never gave old school Autobots really there, and they made Optimus a fucking fire truck instead of a rig. They made him a fire truck, and then eventually Transformers Prime came out, so his info was coming out of Transformers Prime with Galvatron and Megatron, but there was no Galvatron. Unicron is what I meant, being the Earth itself, and how much he hated the human beings, and then they trapped him in the thing, and that's, I think, how they ended it. But if you go back to Beast Wars, in Beast Wars, before they go to Beast Machines, Optimus Primal, who is an ape, finds the actual spark of Optimus Prime and becomes a gigantic something or another, where Megatron finds the spark of the original Megatron and becomes a big ass dragon when he started off as a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You might want to check all those things out. So I'm gonna go to bed, but I'm gonna give you guys reports like that. I'm James Whipper Jr. Just come for number 2. Be seen.